Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades of all kinds, thank you for joining me no matter where you're at across country around this big, beautiful globe. And there it is, folks. There it is. What did old Georgie boy used to say? When you're born into this world, you get a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you get a front row seat. And I'm telling you, this is like a circular firing squad that we can all enjoy. You ever notice it's almost always a left-wing circular firing squad that we're talking about? And I'm always talking about it to get people to stop, ironically, to get people to stop talking about it and focus on the process. These clowns can focus on that if they want. I'm going to read to you what Candace Owens had to say and what Trump had to say about Tucker Carlson and Laura Loomer's hue and cry and her attempt to play hall monitor for MAGA. It's getting juicy, buddy. I'm telling you. So Donald Trump at 6:23 p.m. on the 16th, so that would be yesterday, right? Said, "Somebody please explain to Kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon." Why not? Why not? It can't be because they're Muslim, right? Because Pakistan has one. Why don't you go take theirs, right? It can't be because they're in the Middle East, because Israel has one. Why don't you go take theirs, right? And Candace Owens responds, "Donald Trump just completely fractured his base, and he did it for the very neocons who minted the hashtag #NeverTrump movement. Truly unbelievable." Nicholas Veniamin responds, "I agree with you, Candace, but I think Trump is playing strategically to keep the American people safe from war. He's not going to tell the enemy what he's really thinking. It's in his character. America's already participating in the war. We're arming them. We're funding them. Okay, we're refueling them. We're giving them reconnaissance and intelligence. Are you insane? We don't want to get more involved. We want to get less involved." Candace Owens responds, "No, he's not. He's attacking Tucker Carlson because Tucker named his donors who are supporting this war. He took $100 million from Miriam Adelson. She wants war in Iran, Gaza, and to annex the West Bank in return." Scared Penguin replies, "Remember when we were America first? That was nice for 10 minutes. Israel Exposed responds with a picture of George W. Bush that says Iraq has WMDs, then a picture of Trump that says Iran has WMDs, and a meme from Back to Future that says, "Hey, I've seen this one before." Sam the MAGA says, "You and Tucker have been backstabbing Trump and now you blame him for breaking up the party." I'm going to read to you what Laura Loomer had to say about this. This is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Now, she says, "Take screenshots of every single right-winger who is shit-talking Trump right now. Post them under this post. I have most of them, but I don't want to miss any." You can't spell Laura Loomer without two big fat L's. The crazy Cuban says, "If Israel has nukes, Iran should have nukes. That's fair." Andy Cohen says, "Girl, go take a big poop. You'll feel better." That's a little weird. Penguins Against Something says, "There once was a fangirl named Loomer who fancied herself quite a boomer. Take screenshots," she cried, as her brain cells all died. Now she's Trump's little fascist consumer. Now someone is snitching for her down here. Says Hodge twins, Gunther Eagleston, blah, 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 blah. Naming all the people that are telling Trump don't do this. She wants this war with Iran, as does the majority of the far right. But there's a sizable camp on the far right that doesn't want it, not because they don't like Iran. They would have voted for Trump if he said we're going to war with Iran. They don't want to be made a fool of. That's the thing. Okay? I know that they know that I know that. Okay? And that a lot of us know that. They just don't want to be made a fool of. They don't want to be proven wrong. That's it. That's what it comes down to. That's how pathetic their politics are. Now, some of these people don't like him just because they're Jews, right? You Jews are so effing entitled. We don't have to die for you. We owe you nothing. Their problem isn't that they're Jews, you idiot. You troglodyte, you fool, you degenerate. Their problem is that they're far right wing. They're imperialists. They're fascists. You low IQ goofball. Jason Hyatt says, I love President Trump, but I criticize Trump for starting a regime change war if this really goes down. This is stupid. Kat Ryan says, why can't Trump be criticized? He promised no new wars. America has no business going to war with Iran. That's the real issue. Tammy says, why? What the hell are you going to do? People have the right to say how they feel. You are so out of control. Believe you have a huge ego issue. Go get some help. Your desire for Trump is borderline stalking. It's a cult. Get out. It is a cult. It's been a cult since freaking June 16th of 2015. It has been a freaking cult, buddy. He's a rapist. He's a pedophile. He's a lifelong con man. He's a warmonger. He commits crimes against humanity on a daily basis. He had a fake charity that schemed and scammed kids with cancer. He had a fake university that schemed and scammed veterans and the elderly. He's crashed the economy twice. He fumbled a pandemic. He cheated an election, got his ass kicked, tried to steal it, got their asses kicked again on January 6th. What do you want? How much more do we need to show you that this guy is a complete and total loser? Yeah, I mean, seriously, how much more do you need to be shown? Sansky says, you're going to partner with Israel and Palantir to dox people for having a different opinion than yours? Jeremy says, what is the matter? We can't have a different opinion on something? And call him on his lies right now because he's striking Iran and he backpedaled. Saddest thing I've read today. Weren't you just gloating about the study that showed you're more diverse in thinking over the left? Now this, people can criticize the president for doing something he said he wouldn't do, and they should do it. No kings, remember? How can you be serious? Are you for real? We are not communists. Yeah, that you'd be a lot cooler if you were. We don't need to agree with Trump if it goes against promises he made. Look, almost your entire movement has Trump derangement syndrome. I'm telling you right now. 72% of Trump voters support this. They just did a poll on it. 72% of Trump supporters support this. Only 19% don't. Now, like 90% of independents and Democrats and all that other stuff don't want to do it. But 70+% of his base. So I guess Cenk Uygur was wrong, wasn't he? Only 19% oppose. And the rest are like, oh, I don't know. Look, I'm going to leave it at that. This is very enjoyable. Let them tear themselves to shreds. Never interfere when your enemy is shooting themselves in the foot. Never interfere when your enemy is destroying himself or herself or themselves. Okay, keep building our side. Keep piling on. No war with Iran. Release the Trump Epstein files. No cuts to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Promote labor unions, tenant unions, student unions internationally. Okay? And keep pointing out how he's crashing the economy. Everything that is supposed to be up is down. Everything that's supposed to be down is up. That's on you because the buck stops there. I'm going to leave it at that. You know what's up.